Hello students, in this session we are going to learn about properties of task environment, or sometimes we call it as types of task environment. There are 6 types of task environment. We know that task environment is the composition of performance measure, environment, actuators and sensors. Now let me tell you about the types of task environment. As I said, there are 6 types. The first type is fully observable environment versus partially observable. Second one is deterministic versus stochastic. We have episodic versus sequential environment, static versus dynamics environment, discrete versus continuous environment, and the 6th one, single agent versus multi-agent. Let me explain about a fully observable versus partially observable. If an agent's sensors give full access to the complete state of the environment, then such environment is called as a fully observable environment. An environment might be partially observable because of the noise or sometimes inaccurate sensors missing from the sensor data. We can give few examples for fully observable versus partially observable. A vacuum agent with only a local dirt sensor cannot tell whether there is a dirt in the other square. Deterministic versus stochastic. If the next state of the environment is completely determined by the present state of the environment, then such environment is known as a deterministic environment. If it is not, we call it as a stochastic environment. Third one is the episodic versus sequential. We know episodic means an agent experiences the different input and these experiences are divided into number of episodes. And each episode consists of the agent perceiving and then performing a single action. The next episode does not depend on the actions taken in the previous episodes. Whereas in a sequential environment, we do not find the number of episodes. So it performs actions sequentially, one after the other. For example, chess and taxi driving are sequential. In both cases, short-term actions can have long-term sequences. Fourth type of task environment is a static versus dynamic. Static means it is a fixed, whereas dynamic means it changes. If the environment can change while an agent is deliberating, then we say that environment is a dynamic for that agent. Static environments are easy to deal with because agent need not keep looking at the world while it is deciding on action. But whereas in a dynamic environment, agent should keep on looking at the world while it is deciding on a particular action. Dynamic environments are continuously asking the agent what it wants to do. If it has not decided yet, that counts as deciding to do nothing. We can give an example of taxi driving. Taxi driving is clearly a dynamic environment. The other cars and the taxi itself keep moving while the driving algorithm dithers about what to do next. Chess, when played with the clock, is a semi-dynamic crossword and puzzles are static. The fifth type is a discrete versus continuous. The discrete or a continuous distinction can be applied to the state of environment, to the way time is handled, and to the percepts and actions of the agent. We can give an example like a discrete state environment such as a chess game has a finite number of distinct states. Chess also has a discrete set of percepts and actions. Taxi driving is a continuous state and continuous time problem. The speed and the location of the taxi and other vehicles sweep through a range of continuous values and so smoothly over a time. Taxi driving actions are also continuous. Input from digital camera is discrete. So we can give an example for a discrete environment, that is a digital cameras, whereas taxi driving actions are continuous. The sixth one, the last one, that is single agent versus multi-agent. The distinction between single agent and multi-agent environment may seem simple enough. We can explain with an example. An agent solving a crossword puzzle by itself is clearly a single agent, whereas chess is in a two agents environment. Chess is a competitive multi-agent environment also. So we have learned different types of task environments, or we can sometimes mention it as a properties of task environment.